Happy New Year and welcome back to my channel. Wherever you're joining me from, I'm so happy to have you here today because in honor of starting the new year, I'm going to be sharing with you my 2023 New Year reset. Now, this video is going to be all about how to level up and make 2023 your best year yet. As we are in the first month of the new year, this is the perfect time to get re-inspired and organized. And I thought to myself, there's no better way to do this than by setting goals, creating healthy habits, and practicing manifestation. Now, regardless of when you decide to apply this to 2023, having the desire to start now and proceed with it will already put you a step ahead of where you were before. And I know there can be so much pressure to create changes and embark on something new once January the 1st rolls around. But I would just like to encourage you that on the other side of doing what may initially feel uncomfortable is that dream self and dream life you desire. So I hope by the end of you watching this video, you'll go away feeling empowered and equipped. So without further ado, let's get into it. For many of us, the new year serves as a time for change and progress, and perhaps where we have the opportunity to aspire for better, our goals play a fundamental part in how we evolve and define that new chapter in our life. Many of us set good intentions to achieve our goals, but perhaps struggle to follow them through or don't achieve them at all due to what I believe to be the approach we take during the initiation phase. Now, thoughts are powerful things, and it's important to have a winning mentality. This is one of the key lessons I've learned from my own experience, because if you start by setting goals and doubting yourself, questioning your abilities, and criticizing your current state, you're already setting yourself up to fail, because you'll be coming from a place where you believe you're not adequate enough to achieve your goals. It's important to be confident in who you are and be confident in your capabilities. People often underestimate what they're capable of achieving when setting goals, so it's important to envision what it is you desire and why you desire it. Perhaps write down your goals on a cue card and place them where you can see them every day. This is definitely one of the tips I've learned from my own experience. Another tip that I advise is to be really specific when you set goals, because I've learned the more specific I am about my goals, it allows me to form an emotional connection and deeper purpose to what it is I'm doing. And this ultimately helps build momentum when I'm also working towards it. Now, this whole point ties really nicely into what I would like to talk about next, which is the importance of setting smarter goals. Whenever I've implemented this framework, it's helped to increase my trajectory to succeed. And you can implement smarter goals in 7 easy steps, which I'm going to go through now. Now, I previously spoke about the importance of being specific when you set your goals, because the more specific you are about what it is you want to achieve, the clearer it is what you're aiming for. Another step towards smarter goals is to make them measurable. Ideally, goals should be quantifiable so you can track your progress. If you know you need a certain amount of time to achieve your goals, perhaps allocate a certain amount of days in the week or in the month to help you get there. Another way to implement smarter goals is to make them achievable. Sometimes when we go about achieving our goals, it may require us to develop new skills or perhaps research new ways to achieve what it is we're pursuing. I've learned from my own experience that when I've gone about specializing my knowledge, it's helped to equip me with the necessary skills or tools that I need to achieve my goals successfully. And I do believe this is a step in smarter goals you should not overlook. Now, another way you can implement smarter goals is to ensure that they are relevant to you. Whenever I go about setting goals, I always like to ensure that my goals are in harmony with what I want out of life, because at the end of the day, it's going to be me that has to put in the work to achieve them. So I always like to ensure that I will get a sense of fulfillment by the end of it. Anyone can set goals, but if it lacks realistic timing, it makes it a lot harder to achieve. So another step towards smarter goals is to make your goals time bound. Have a start and end date in which you would like to achieve your goals, and also use milestones as targets to help you get there. Now, the next two steps when setting smarter goals that take it up a notch is to evaluate and review. As we work towards achieving our goals, it's so important to know what is and what is not working, because this allows us to learn from our experience and know what we can do better next time. If you're somebody that perhaps finds it overwhelming when setting goals and you don't like working under time constraints, another way that you can level up this year is to create themes. Now, themes is known to be an approach that is more holistic and adaptable because it allows you to explore your focus for the year in different ways. So rather than having a goal such as going to the gym, you can explore a theme like health, and you can explore health in different ways, such as eating well, perhaps having your 5 a day, or even just practicing mindfulness. But the most important thing is, however you decide to set your intentions for this year, ensure that it brings you a sense of fulfillment by the end of it. Moving on to the next part of the conversation, I'm going to be talking about the power of forming habits. Now, habits is something that we all have, whether that's biting our nails, fidgeting, or even just scrolling through our phones before we sleep at night. Because of how we carry out repetitive behavior, it's so easy to assume that we are who we are and who we are cannot be changed. But I'm a big believer that whenever we are willing to put in the work, we are able to accomplish change. And by reinforcing healthy habits this year, this is a great way of leveling up and making 2023 your best year yet. So I recently listened to a podcast by Stephen Bartlett about the 5 scientific rules of making and breaking a habit. And he mentioned that our lives are a manifestation of the things that we repeatedly do. And if we replace our habits, we can have better control of our lives and achieving our goals. For those of you that may be interested, just to give some scientific context, habits are built through neural pathways in our brain, which is why they're so deeply ingrained. And they consist of 3 different components: cues, routine, and rewards. So the cue is the trigger that fires your habit, which causes you to want to perform it. The routine is the behavior you perform when you carry out that habit. And then the reward is the euphoric feeling you get when you perform the habit. If you are looking for ways to create healthy habits this year, think about your daily practices, because these are the very things that form our lifestyle. If you want to create healthy habits this year, you can start by introducing your new habit and reward yourself each time that you carry out that habit. Although it's not easy to replace our habits, when you are consistent with what you're doing, you will see the long-term benefits. Mastering the art of manifestation is one of the most powerful things you can do this year, alongside setting goals and creating healthy habits. For those of you that are new to what manifestation is, it's based on the law of attraction, which states that we can bring into reality what we want through our beliefs and thoughts. Now, when I look back on things that I have achieved in my life, I do believe manifestation has played a part, but it's not enough to just believe you will achieve something and that's it. You have to take action, because when you know what you want and you have total belief in what you want, you will find that your behavior will then mirror up and allow you to achieve X, Y, and Z. And I do think this principle reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from the book called The Alchemist, which says, "When you know what you want, all the universe will conspire in helping you achieve it." And in the same way, everyone has the capacity to manifest what it is they want. And I'll shortly be sharing with you tips on how I like to do this. The first way I like to practice manifestation is by setting myself a goal. So I recently spoke about the importance of having specific goals, because the more specific you are about what it is you want to achieve, the clearer it is what you're aiming for. Another way you can practice manifestation is through vision boards. Gather different images and photos of what it is you desire and place them on a board or a digital board. This is a great way to envision what it is you want into reality. Another way I love to practice manifestation is by utilizing affirmations. So affirmations are power statements that read in the present tense, such as I am or I have. This is a great way to embody what it is that you want for your future or you want for yourself, because then your behaviors will then align with your thoughts. Another way that I like to practice manifestation is by practicing gratitude. I think gratitude is a great way to attract more things to be grateful for in life, because it shifts your perspective and you start to find more positive things to be grateful for. So we've now come to the end of this video. I hope you have all enjoyed listening to my 2023 New Year reset. All the tips that I've shared with you are things that I'll also be utilizing myself. So I hope as much as it helps me, it also helps you. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!